I feel like it should be known that anxiety is not for the faint of heart. Like, not at all. We get anxious when we do something bad. We get anxious when we do something good. We get anxious when we get anxious. We get anxious about being anxious. Like, I recently started talking to someone and I was anxious that I was going to be too clingy. And then I was afraid that I wasn't clingy enough. And then I worried about whether or not he would find out that I was in therapy, and then whether or not he would find out why I was in therapy. And so I was dodging all these questions from him and trying to, you know, make myself out to be this totally calm, completely, got no problem sort of girl, which I'm not. Let's be honest. Anxiety is something really hard to deal with, and it's hard to kind of get people to understand just how much you have to push yourself just to do regular daily things, and how much it costs to not freak out at the drop of a hat. I mean, even at work, I will do something good and I'll get anxious like, "Oh god, I have to do it again and they're going to hold me to this higher standard. And then what am I going to do? And then I'm going to be in this like horrible place and this horrible shape." And I don't think people think about that part. They think, "Oh, you're only anxious when you think something bad's going to happen, and I can fix that just by telling you nothing bad's going to happen." But that's not true. It's it goes way beyond that. I mean, it's a paralyzing thing. I don't do things because they make me too anxious. I don't say things or communicate things. I don't read things because I think they're going to make me too anxious. I mean, I don't have any opinions to other people most of the time because I'm afraid that, they'll say something and it'll be an awkward situation and I'll make them upset. And I really shouldn't. I mean, everyone should be able to have their own opinions and their own talks and everything. But when you've got anxiety, it just compounds everything. I mean, I show up to doctor's appointments, 30 minutes in advance of the advanced 30 minutes that I'm supposed to be there. So I just sit there, for an hour, too anxious to go inside, too embarrassed to go inside, and then too anxious to tell myself, "Oh, well, I could have waited longer." No, I needed to leave right then because I had to be out there right then. And it just, I mean, it's a crippling thing. And I know that people say you can get over it. I know people say that, it'll get better and you just need to work on it and all of that stuff. I mean, heck, I'm anxious just doing this video. But I don't think that it's something that's that easy to get over. I don't think it's that something that easy to kind of, you know, accept in your life. I think it takes a lot out of you, and I think it takes a lot to convince yourself that, you know, everything isn't going to go wrong at the drop of a hat. And I mean, just doing this video, I didn't realize how much stuff that I was still anxious about. And I feel like there needs to be some understanding with that. I mean, people joke around, "Oh, you'll be fine, you're making too big of a deal out of this," all of that. But to me, it's very real. I mean, I have to think of every problem 10 steps in advance. I have to think of every solution 10 steps in advance. I have to know everything that's going to happen, could happen, may happen, should happen. And I have to know everything that could go wrong, every little stipulation that could change it. And people don't think about it that way. They just think I'm, you know, overreacting or I'm asking a stupid question. It's not a stupid question. It's something that's, you know, controlling my life. So be a little bit more sensitive when you talk to people who have anxiety because the whole anxious thing, we're not choosing to do it. We're not choosing to be this neurotic creature in front of you. We do it because we don't have another choice. And I'm working on it. I mean, I'm trying to, but my anxiety just is always there. It's a constant companion, and I can't just give it up at the drop of a hat, and I can't just accept when you make a joke about it. I mean, you can joke all you want. It's not going to change how I am. So, just be more open to thinking maybe this person has anxiety and they're not overreacting in their mind. They're just overreacting in my mind.